Hey guys, what is shaking? So this announcement is important and it needs to be listened to by everybody. I have felt for a very long time that the rest of the world has not taken our disease of Parkinson's as seriously as we are. It's something that needs to be shouted from rooftops, from megaphones. Listen, this beautiful community has saved my life on more than one occasion. And through seminars and other wonderful foundations like the Fox Foundation as well as others, I have learned just how much funding is needed towards science and finding a cure. The biggest part of finding a cure, though, is advocating. That's what gets funding. Having a voice. Pretty much, that's what advocating means. It's just simply telling your story. It's that simple. Well, listen, the one thing that we've all learned through our childhood is that a squeaky wheel always gets the grease. Well, that's why I'm here. The one thing that I know God has blessed me with is a big mouth and a voice. I think it's time that we all crank it up a notch so that a cure can be found in our lifetime. So here's what I'm proposing. We start a movement. Like my friend Ali said in an interview last week, PR is a big problem as far as our disease and Parkinson's. I believe that, and I also believe that along with your help, we can fix this. Parkinson's needs a color to it. Gray. Listen, it's already the color of the ribbon, and quite frankly, we always think of Parkinson's as a gray area anyway, because every single patient is treated differently and diagnosed differently, and has different symptoms. Gray often at times has a negative connotation, but I believe in seeing the positive in everything. Gray clouds mean rain to us, but that rain brings the water that the trees and the plants need to live. And while none of us like gray hairs, the good thing is it means we're a little older, hopefully a little wiser. So I'm proposing a gray out. Just like sport teams have what they call white outs or blackouts and they all wear the same color, this community on the first of every month will now have what's called a gray out. And the reason I think it should be done on the first of every month is to remind us that as we flip the calendar, there's a whole new month in front of us to advocate and find a cure. But it's also a reminder that another month has passed that a cure has not been found. Now, I know many of you have reached out to me saying that you wish you could put yourself in front of a camera. So I'm going to propose something that, quite frankly, there's no excuse that anybody cannot do. On the first of every month, everybody in this community, everybody, is to post a picture of them wearing something gray, or just something gray. A gray dog, your gray hair, anything. If you want to tell a story of hope, that would be great. But even if you don't want to be on camera, just take a picture of a gray background. The words are what's going to be important. Again, squeaky wheel gets the grease. That can be us. So on the first of every month, regardless of whether you post a video of hope or just a picture of yourself or just a gray background, I want you to tag me at MYPDPARTY. Hashtag MYPDPARTY. Hashtag grayout. Hashtag PR4PD. So PR for PD. Hashtag unshakable. Very important, and we'll get to that in a second. Hashtag Parkinson's disease and hashtag cure. Parkinson's as well as other hashtags, and put any other hashtags that you would love to add to that. Listen, tell everybody you know. Tell all your local officials. Tell your local newspapers. Tell the White House. Tell the Blue House. Tell any house. Anybody you can think of. Send it to Parkinson's groups. Send it to local hospitals. Put it to social media groups. I would love for you guys to do this every day, and I might. I'd love for you to do it once a week, but at a minimum, I think it's not too much to ask that we all do it at least once a month. And please tag me and hashtag me, because I'm going to hold you accountable. If you can't do that, I will find you and I'll shake you to your senses, and you know I can do that. The quicker we do this, the quicker a cure can be found. Maybe for one of us, maybe for me, maybe for you, maybe for our kids. Maybe it's to honor the advocates of the past so that their hard work doesn't go for nothing. So listen, I think that we got that down. The first of every month, at a minimum, I expect to see you all putting on something gray, or even, like I said, just a gray background. Get the right words on the screen and reach out to everybody that you know. Be a pain. Now, the next thing that I think is important is to put a battle cry to this movement. So laugh if you must, but I have spent the last several weeks, and I'll show you some pretty poor lyric writing and shaking and penmanship, writing a song. I've used this disease as well as this loving community to inspire me to write this. I've always liked to use my English major, albeit a long time ago, for poetry. You guys know I have a love of music. So I've tried to put all of them together, and I wrote a song that I titled Unshakable. Because while my tagline has always been what's shaken, I always tell you guys, you hear me say, we might be shaking, that doesn't mean we're shaken or unshakable. So that's why it's important to use the hashtag unshakable. I take no credit for the music. I just spent a lot of time on the computer, trial and error, finding different types of music and chords to make it work. I'm also in the process of getting a recording artist to lay it down for me to give some star power to it and help push it along. More to follow there. So I will post the song in a little bit so you could hear it, get familiar with it, start singing it, start posting it everywhere, start telling everybody you know. But just know I am working towards getting a little star power behind it. And finally, this is my legacy. It's your legacy. I want, when people hear Unshakable, as we play it daily and push it through the world, I want people to know that's our battle cry. And when they see Gray in a monthly reminder, I want them to know that's because of us. That's our voice. We're the squeaky wheel until we get the grease, until we find a cure. I want people to be sick of hearing about Gray, in and out. I want people to get sick of hearing the song Unshakable that was inspired by you all. Mark my words. They are going to continue to hear and see both until you are cured and I am cured. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. There will be more to follow. I just wanted to get this out. As I say all the time, I love you guys. Now let's get to work.